And so we're walking through.
Wow, that's a cool pillar. That's what you see in the pictures.
Nice. So what we have here. So where do we find ourselves now? Let's see what works over here. So we're still inside this big building, and does this work? There we go.
Look at those pillars.
So we have, this is where we find ourselves. We're inside the building. Now we find right over here. Now, you take a look over here. Okay, we got these pillars. Now these are fake out pillars, right? Pilasters. They're not really pillars, they just make things look nice. But what is this exactly? There's a little hole here. There's a little hole here. Who do we got? That's Abigail? No. And what's your name? Shmuel. Abigail and Shmuel. Okay? Keep an eye on those holes. Okay? We're gonna make sure now let's see what comes out of those holes if it works.
That one has a hole.
And it is oh! Gee. What's coming out of there? Yes. What I should bring a water gun. That'd be very cool.
This is very cool. At least as good as putting in smoke smell.
Yeah. I like that idea. We should put a mist over here and smoke that. I think that'd be very nice. All right. So where is that? That's this part of the building. Let's go into the light. Okay?
So this was always a fake one, and it was always a fake
No, it
thing.
was real. It was real. It used to work.
Back in the day, it used to be that was really a fountain. And here's okay, so we see parts of this. We the archaeologists come and they come up with these things. So we see we came into this room. This is one room that we do know. It had a large mikvah over here, and it has a fountain over here, like a pool, a fountain. It's very fancy. Then we walk into this area, that's where we are right now, and we look around at this and we say, well, what was the purpose of this kind of a room? We take a look at it and we say, wait a second, again, imagine it's filled with plaster. And we take a look, nicely carved out, and it has over here, the cornice that's going around. Very, very fancy, decorative, also has these pilasters, again, the big pillars on the side. You take a look at a room like this and you say, okay, what would be the purpose of this room? I guess, a sauna? No, well, okay. It's nice. But first we have to figure out, when is this room from? What would be the dating on this room? So they used to call this actually, who found this room to begin with? Now it's cleared out nicely, excavated. But the guy who was first in here, it's actually, just get a picture. This is a book that the guy put together in 1867. Who's this?
Warren.
Charles Warren. Yeah. Anybody here? You've been to the city of David? Anybody remember Warren Shaft? It's the same guy. Charles Warren is down here from the British. He's representing the British in Israel. Suppose he's just checking out the holy places and sites. And he's an amazing, but he is part of the British Army, and he is amazing as far as mapping out things and map of the Temple Mount. And he's very, very good over here. Look at this. He also finds a lot of archaeology. This is a book he puts together, amongst other things, Underground Jerusalem. He's the one that's in the city of David digging around, and he finds a shaft that he thinks is the one that was used by David to come into the Jebusite city. So he has a lot of, but he's doing whatever he can do of excavations, all the stuff that he finds, and he comes into this room. Now then, 1860s, this room is filled with gunk, like with old mud and dirt and junk. It's all filled up to the very top, and he comes in, I think, from someplace like around over here. Why? Why can't he come in normally? Come from the side of something that it's all underground. Everything is underground. He asks the Ottoman Turks, 1860. He says to them, they're ruling the country. That's the dynasty it's a Muslim dynasty, but it's not Arab, it's Turkish. And he says, he wants permission to excavate. And what do the Turks say?
No.
Of course not. No way. Why not? They have a suspicion that they don't really like his presence. They have a suspicion that he's not only just digging up holy sites, but perhaps something like this. Reconnaissance of the Jordan Valley, right? or something like this. What's this? Reconnaissance of the plain of Philistia. What do you think good old Charles Warren is doing as well in this country? He's mapping out the country, right? He's probably a spy. Why? Because we know already by the mid-1800s, the British have in mind, like the rest of the Europeans, the Ottoman Turkish Empire starting to crack and the European countries are coming into it. And we know that's just a matter of time between that the British and the French are going to split up the country. So they don't really want him around so much. They say all you can do is just do piers. You can just dig like straight down, like holes in the ground piers, and take a look at what you find. We're not going to let you do proper excavations. So Charles Warren's down here. He's climbing in from the top. The whole thing is filled with dirt. He looks around and says, "Whoa! Look at the size of these rocks. These are just such beautiful masonry. Who must it be?" Huh? No, he that would have been the right answer. That's because we live nowadays. But he's back in 1860. He says, "Masons. Where can I find masons in the ancient times?" Solomon's Masons, right? What's that club called? They still have until today. The Masons. There's a secret club or something. I don't know if it's real or not. But the Masons. It says it's Masons. We thought it was Solomon. We found out afterwards in 1967. It wasn't Solomon's Masons, but after the 6 Day War, they came in here and they looked around. And because of the fact they realized it was later than the first temple, the second temple, but because it's around, they dug down here around Hanukkah time. So they said, oh, so it's something that's larger. Let's say it's Hanukkah time, inspiration of Hanukkah. They said it must be Hasmonean. Until today, this room is called the Hasmonean's room. They've obviously since then have realized that it's not, but it is, as you said, Herod. It's Herodian. There's other places, if it's open, that we can see if they have the typical Herodian cut. This is something that's straight up a, the double large. Look at the size of these lintels. And it's double doors. Double doors is a theme that you can find where? And if Herod's inspired, and also up on the temple, on the Beit HaMikdash, double doors. Okay, that's them. Okay, you see that they're coming around. Last story, and we're going to move on. This thing over here, this is interesting. Okay, it comes up, and that's why this place is so large. And obviously, this will connect up to this arch. Okay? So something is missing, all right? Something's pretty frightening. So they wanted to, we call these, and they have these metal braces to keep this thing up over here. We call them Golda's braces. Why is it Golda? Who's Golda? Who's kind of, I don't know these. This kind of Golda Meir. Golda, there's only one Golda. Golda Meir, she was prime minister in Israel. And that was, we talked about the glass ceiling. She broke the glass ceiling. She was one woman prime minister way back in the 70s. And they wanted to bring Golda Meir down in here for a banquet. And the security came and said, wait a second, we have these rocks hanging here. It's supposed to be connected here. Something's missing. No way we're bringing the prime minister in here. It's too dangerous. So what they did is overnight they put up these little brackets over here, and instead we call them Golda's brackets, and they allow the banquet, and they're up there, and they do absolutely nothing. Just the ceiling,
they seem more dangerous than not having it.
They check it out. Oh, so what was this before? So we have two suggestions. It's Herodian. This is Herod changed. Anybody been to Masada?
Yeah.
Remember Masada was a fortress built by the Hasmoneans. Herod changes it into a 5-star hotel. Why?
Changes Masada to 5-star?
Yeah. What's a 5-star hotel for? There's all of his Roman friends coming, diplomats coming. He has to do something with them. He makes that a 5-star. They hang out there in the summertime, in the wintertime. It's like going to Florida for the winter. They're hanging out in the sun. Could be that this is a place that Herod is like, he's got a pool, he's got a fountain, he's got a nice room for banquets. Could be that this is a place that Herod's using for guests. It could also be a place that Gemara tells us, the Talmud, the Babylonian Talmud says, that there was a room that the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, had his own special room and his own special mikvah, ritual pool, before going on to the temple. Every Kohen had to go to the mikvah before starting their day off in the Beit HaMikdash, in the temple. But the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, had his own mikvah. could be that this was it. They don't know. But it makes somewhat sense due to the place where it's situated. I'm not sure which room I'm saying.
Wow.